Wake up and win. Wake up and win. Y'all know what time it is. Happy Monday. Wake up and win Mondays. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what we on. Grab your coffee. I got my tea.
Right.
For those of you all who are already in the office, we've been in the office getting it in since early this morning. We're excited to come and speak with you guys. As we said on the last call, this is all about building great energy, synergy, networking, community. You really might get your teeth on something. That can be something monetary or that could be something that just fuel you up, right? Either way, we're focused on all positive deposits, right?
Yeah.
So today, it's not about what happened yesterday. It's about what we're going to do today. And that's what we're going to be talking to you guys about. Coach Daza is going to set the tone for this call. She's going to talk to you guys about something that's near and dear to the both of us that we utilize consistently, daily, and that's all positive deposits, right? If you're out there watching the call, just real quick, just say that real nice and loud. All positive deposits. All positive deposits.
Drop it in the comment section. All
All
positive.
positive deposits. Look, if you can't get behind that, if you can't get your energy up on that, I
Yeah.
don't know what to tell you, but I'm gonna say it one more time for you because that's what we own. All positive deposits. Coach Days, set the tone for us.
Yes, absolutely. Wealthy rising, everybody. We want to start off just by saying thank you all for showing up, for really focusing, on that development piece, on that energy piece. Being here is all about, like Coach Byron said, the energy, the synergy, waking up in that positive mindset. So let's get grounded. This morning we're going to be diving into all positive deposits. So, what does that mean to you? All positive deposits means to me, I have a choice. Okay. I have a choice to either deposit something that is not going to add to my life or something that is. Okay. I got up today. I did not do 3 miles. Okay. I didn't do 3 miles, but I did. I burned like 150 calories. Okay. On the treadmill. I was excited and happy about that. I got three reps in, at the gym. I was able to get my babies ready for school this morning. I was able to pack their lunch and I'm homeschooling my baby. And I said, you know what? I was talking to her earlier and I said, you can do anything that you put your mind to. So all of that is positive deposits. And it is a conscious thing, right? Because at the end of the day, we can have the choice to stay in bed. We can have the choice to just, say, you know what? This whole day is just going to be over. I don't even want to, interact. You may be driving and get road rage or something like that. And you let that, affect your entire day, or somebody may call, some family member may call. You got to protect your energy. One thing Coach Byron always talks about is protecting your energy. And I love that. Right. So people may call you, they may be going through something, but make sure you have some time where your phone is on D&D. If you can afford to just take an hour for yourself and focus on you, how check in with yourself. How do you feel? What is your day going to be like? Set the tone, set the intention. I knew today I was ready to kick off from even that reel that I dropped earlier, that I wanted to start my week positive. I wanted to focus on, how can I add to everything around me and add to myself versus take away.
Yes,
Absolutely.
most
Take away.
definitely, most definitely, Days. I want to be clear, right? When we come on with this high level of energy, with all of this positivity, with all of these things that keep us in alignment, that keep us prepared for success, it's not because we're perfect, it's because of our preparation, right? And that's what this call is about, right? It's about how can you stay in position and how can you prepare to get the most out of your day, right? Get the most out of everything it is that you're doing. And we can't make this, we can't talk about this enough, right? It's mindset, right? It's going to be how are you thinking, right? And that's why we use mantras such as do more, dwell less, right? All positive deposits. And the crazy thing is this, right? With those same mantras, do more, dwell less, right? When dwelling becomes doing, magical things begin to happen. Just think about that. Just listen to that. Just say that to yourself, right? Do more, do less. Not only have we been able to utilize these mantras and this way of life to keep us driven, inspired, motivated, and put us in a position to continue to be successful, but we've been able to turn those mantras into a way of life and products, right? Because we're able to turn do more, do less into a digital book. We're able to turn it into, calls. We got the wake up and win. It's just energy, right? We got all positive deposits. We've been able to turn that into wall posters to keep you energetically in alignment, focused, to motivate you, to drive you. So the point that I'm making here is when you're in the right space of energy, right? When multiple people are there, we create synergy, right? When we're there, it allows us and it positions us to unlock doors, right? It allows us to unlock opportunity, right? How can we unlock opportunities for success if our energy is not radiating that, right? And Coach Daze threw it up there on the screen. Entrepreneurs are us. This is my e-commerce store, and I'm glad she put that up there. Not only to show you guys the example of the all positive deposits, but this is also the Wake Up and Win is part of our Wealth Partners community, right? And we're here to not only keep you guys in a space energetically and motivated, but to show you guys that we're putting this energy into business opportunities and actually generating wealth, right? So the possibilities are endless, right? This is literally a mantra that we've come up with and we've turned it into a product, right? And there's so many more, right? The entrepreneurs are us, right? This is a lifestyle for us, right? It's a place where entrepreneurs can meet, greet, and grow, right?
Mhm.
Entrepreneurs are us, right? Just in the climate that we're in, it's very important that we get back to our individual creativity, right? And it's a famous quote. I'm gonna go get the author, but I always remember the quote. And he talks about how in order to truly be successful, we really have to tap back into that childlike spirit, right? And I remind myself of that when working, when business starts to seem too much like business, or the problems start to seem too much like adulting, right? You hear that a lot when people say we're adulting, but they usually relate that to problems, right? And that's why when he talks about the key to success is tapping into that childlike spirit, we got to get back to having fun, caring a lot less, right? A lot of guys care too much about shit that ain't even worth caring about, to be honest, right? And you're not caring about the things that you really should be caring about. You're not giving the energy, the investment. You're not giving the time, the focus. You're not loving that thing that's going to love you back, right? That's going to serve you back. So I really want you guys to think about where you're putting your time, where you're putting your energy, where you're putting your care. Because as I coach and I talk to a lot of people and I hear the things that come out of their mouths, it's a lot of complaining, but I try to remind them, hey, you care about that stuff because that's all you give your energy to. That's all you give your focus to. That's all I hear you talk about, right? I don't hear you talking about enthusiastically your goals. I don't hear you talking enthusiastically about your business. I don't hear you talking enthusiastically about your dreams, about your protecting your health, protecting your peace. And what I've learned is that's the stuff I always talk about. My peace is so important to me. So I keep it at the forefront of my mind. It's what I care about. And as I talked about, because I care so much about my peace cares about me. It makes sure it doesn't abandon me, right? Because I care so much about my businesses care back about me. They make sure they don't abandon me, right? So it's a relationship, right? It's not that you're just gonna think something and then it's gonna be. You're gonna have to really give your time, give your energy, give your attention, give your focus to the thing that's going to serve you well, right?
Yeah,
So I want you guys to
absolutely.
sit on that, right? Just sit on that. And I want you
Absolutely.
guys on this call, like we're high up. It's the start of the week. I want you guys to understand that you have to care about what it is that you're in pursuit of, right? And when we talk about that, we're going to talk about strategy, right? And I'm going to let Coach Daze just kind of talk about how just not only our personal partnership and relationship, but just being able to rely on the Wealth Partners community from not just a, physical thing, but just from the thought of it, the thought of bringing together like-minded entrepreneurs to share and utilize resources to all benefit and eat from and grow from. What does that do for you just as an individual, Coach Days? And how do you take all of these things that I'm talking about, these mantras and all these things that we constantly piggyback off of each other? How do you utilize it in your daily life?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's a great question. I would like to first start and say, going back to the all positive deposits flyer, right? So we see the flyer here. We see the poster. We see that this is something that we actually believe in and we talk about, right? So what I know is that when we're surrounded by people that are high performers, highly energetic, always focusing on putting positive deposits into their life, it spreads. It's pretty much like it's contagious, right? So if we're all on the same alignment, same mission, and we're focusing on having that type of mindset, then we can scale and grow. And I feel like in the times that we're in, it's so much going on in the world. People need community more now. I would say than ever, because
Yes.
when it boils down to it, even when you go on Facebook and you go on Instagram, when you see the blogs and the news, you're seeing killings and deaths and negativity, and it's good to stay informed. But I got to the point to where I can't even scroll down my timeline for real. And I know that it's people on there that need to hear the positivity. So some people I haven't, removed completely, but I will unfollow and I will try to consciously and being intentional about focusing on the all positive deposit. So that's a big reason why I was like, you know what, it's more people out here because we have it within our circle, within our partnership and our synergy, and just opening that up to other people, allowing them in to where they can grow, they can prosper. One thing about it, I talked about on our last call, is that I love and admire about Coach Byron Gatsby is that everybody connected to him. It's like it's a privilege to be connected to somebody that is focusing on wealth, health, abundance, moving forward in their lives, right? Because they make you want to be better. It's a stat, don't quote me on it, okay? But it's being around high performing people increases your performance, and I believe it's about 40%. Okay, you can go look it up. It's a real stat. Being involved around high performing people. So if we're all focusing on winning, success, you may be going through something in your business, in your life, and you're like, you know what, I need to be around that. This is the community to be in. And all positive deposits allows us to just, even the poster allows us to just look at that in our office and reflect and say, hey, I'm not going to be negative today. I'm not going to be. Now, mind you, we're going to have that, those feelings, but we don't
We're
have to.
humans.
Yeah. Like, one thing I've learned is that I don't have to be my feeling. Like, I can be pissed off, in a moment, but that's not who I am. I can feel that. I can take notice of.
That's powerful, Days, especially coming from a woman, right? To recognize that I don't have to be my feeling. Like that's a powerful message because believe it or not, that's the thing that most of us get caught up in is our feelings. And we let our feelings start to dictate our mood, and we let our mood start to dictate our actions. And then next thing you know, we're stuck in that feeling that triggered that whole effect, right? So that's a very powerful, acknowledgement, and that's just a powerful statement overall for people to resonate with for sure.
Yeah, especially I feel like with women, we can sometimes be, a little bit more emotional, which is natural, right? It's a natural thing. And one thing that helped me is just realizing, like, I don't want my whole day. You helped me a lot too. Like, you dwelling, like, I don't want my whole day to be focused on that one situation. I am going to acknowledge it. I'm going to address it mentally. I may even say, oh, that's irritating, or, I may address it in that way because it's important. Because if you suppress it, it's just going to grow. That thought will grow in the back of your mind. It's going to get louder and louder and louder. Same thing if you have a fear, right? Or a negative thought. If you don't address it, because your mind is trying to protect you subconsciously. I'm reading this book by Joe Dispenza, and it's called Becoming Supernatural. If you guys have not read that book, make sure you go check that book out. It's amazing, right? People have cured themselves from chronic illnesses just by shifting their mindset, not dwelling, focusing on excelling, meditating, focusing on putting the all positive deposits, inside of themselves, and really, honing in on their energy, because that's what this is, right? So in the book, he talked about, really just checking in with self, taking time to meditate, taking time to really check in and evaluate and really focus your energy. Because a lot of times, if we're scattered, that's one thing that was happening to me too. I felt like my energy was in the future, energy was in the past, energy was with my kids at school. We're moms, so you want to make sure your babies are good. Energy was here and there. We have to call our energy back. That's the only way we can truly be present. In the present moment is everything. So while you're focusing on everything else, you're losing track on the gift of being here now, today, in this exact moment. And I think that's kind of goes off what, Coach Byron said, was as far as, having that child mind or childlike energy. You can do that. You can fully be in this moment if you're present. If you're not present and you're focusing on other things that's external or things that you can't control, then you can easily be knocked off of your square and not focused, right? So the poster, having the flyer, around, being able to see it is a powerful thing, right? Because you want things around you that remind you of your higher energy, of your higher self. Another thing too, community, having people involved, being around individuals that are high performing and setting yourself up for success. You heard me talk about meal prepping and planning out my week on Sundays and making sure my kids were, being able to, all of that makes a big difference. And I'm getting even better every single day, on that system, on that routine, because I know to be a high performer, I can't come in with low energy. I can't come in, doing things that I used to do that wasn't working for me. And that's a big one too, like getting out of your own head, getting out of your own cycle and being able to look at it third party and say, hey, this isn't working for me. Why am I consistently doing this? Am I locked into this program? Can I get out? And how do I get out? What works for me? And I love, like, even on, the back of Coach Byron Gatsby, it has success, price of entry. We can see that. And it's just a reminder every single day that this is the price of entry. Like, it's success, monopoly. Like, let's focus up and stay tuned in right here.
Oh, I keep greatness around me. I keep energy around me. Obviously, I'm in my office right now, and I got, my success poster back there as a constant reminder. But on the back of my chair is a picture of Tupac, right? So I talk, I get that energy. I got Bob Marley on my wall. I got Jay-Z on my wall. I got everything that just inspires me. Everything that just reminds me of the possibilities of dreaming, but then putting it into action, right? Everything that just reminds me that, hey, things, it's really up to you to create success. Even talking on my desk, I got little stuff like this, do stuff you give a shit about, right? It goes back to what I was talking about earlier about care, right? Do shit that you care about. We're not holding on to what's near and dear to us. In fact, a lot of us are losing hold of the things that's near and dear to us. Relationships, business opportunities, your peace, all that stuff is being stripped from you. Take it back, right? Take it back. Get back focused. And the way to do that is change your energy, shift your energy. And how we do that, we're talking about all these different strategies by having all these positive quotes around you, joining and being in the community, right? Come and wake up and win with us on Mondays. Guaranteed you're going to get positive energy. You're going to get a reminder that, hey, you can do what you desire to do. You can be who you desire to be. None of this stuff is overnight. This is consistency, right? So I don't want us to think, oh, I'm going to attend, wake up and win, and it's going to magically happen for me. No, it's just putting tools, it's putting resources, it's putting reminders, it's putting positive energy in your atmosphere, right? In your existence, that's just going to keep on pounding on you when things seem to get hard, when things seem to get tough, when you seem to losing hold of your business. It's going to pull you right back and say, hey, we can do this. We're waking up, we're winning, right? I don't have to succumb to the argument I had last night because we're here today, right? And
Yep.
today we're focusing on handling business, getting results, being happy people, being the elite, right? Being those who carry success, who carry entrepreneurs, who carry community into the future, championing and waving the flag of success. And we're not going to bow down from that, right? And we're encouraging you to take that stand with us that, hey, we're going to build, we're going to grow, we're going to be successful, but more than anything, we're just going to enjoy our life experience in peace and forward progression, right? Because life moves forward on a daily, right? So protect your peace and march forward, right?
Yep.
All positive deposits. I'm going to say that again. And for those of you all, leave it in the comment. Say it out loud to yourself. All positive deposits. Just say it. It's so powerful. All positive deposits. Like, think of, like, even when I'm saying it right now, I just feel good. I just feel like, wealth is coming to me. I just feel like, my energy is going to be up. I don't feel a sense of down. I don't feel a sense of overwhelmed. I feel excited when I say that. All positive deposits. I feel excited. It gets me going. And I know for sure that if you just say it out loud, just say it out loud, write it down, get the poster, have it around you. All positive deposits. I guarantee you, if you chant that, it is, yes, it's a chant. I guarantee if you chant that, if you keep that in your existence, you will shut down everything else that is not a positive deposit for you in your life. And I'm telling you to shut it down. When somebody's getting on your nerves, I want you to look at them and say, hey, all positive deposits over here, right?
Yep.
I don't have time for that. When somebody is throwing you off, when you're feeling your energy is feeling low and you get in your head and you say, oh, I'm feeling tired. No, all positive deposits. I need to maybe get some rest so I can get back to it, right? You see
Yep.
how that works? So we want to catch ourselves with our thoughts and we want to replace it with the positives. It's okay. Hey, I feel tired, but let's listen to the difference. Maybe I need to get some rest so I can get back to it. Those are positives, right? So I want you to just keep that at the forefront of your mind. I want you to carry that with you through your day. I want you to carry that with you through your week. And I want you to, if you catch this call, tap in, drop that synergy. If it's not all positive deposits, drop us a positive quote that you live by, right? Give us some positive energy our way because we need it as well. And we're going to keep sending it to you. And that's how we're going to create a space of synergy. And that's how we're going to get results. So I'm going to leave that there, right? On another note, this is the Wealth Partners Referral Network, right? We got to understand what we're here for, right? Obviously, we lead everything with our energy. We lead everything with our attitudes. We lead everything with just our purpose, our focus, because none of the wealth is going to be created and generated without those things first being intact. But this is the Wealth Partners Referral Network, right? And if you are a doer who wants to monetize your network, tap in with us, right? Get in now, right? It's growing, right? There's a lot of opportunity here from where you can literally get paid for simply sharing high demand services that people already need and they're using every single day, right?
Okay.
From credit repair, you're seeing it, but you haven't tapped in yet. To real estate, I run a massive real estate investment firm, right?
Yeah.
I'm always looking for new properties. I'm always looking for a new inventory. I'm always looking to sell properties and inventory, right? So just on my site, Sumo Investment alone, right? I have right now probably about 15 properties for sale. I'm breaking this example. You literally can go to that site, right? Introduce these properties, these opportunities to people in your network to buy. And if they buy, you'll make a massive commission just for doing that off work that we've already invested, right? The same. If you literally know somebody, friends, family, relative, coworker, who are looking to sell an investment property, and this isn't just in Michigan, like we're statewide, right? So our systems are the same. Wherever you're at, this opportunity is there even if we're connecting with you and showing you how to be the footprint in your market, how to make money in your market in the real estate industry. This is what the Growth Partners Referral Network is about. all of the tools, all of the resources, all of the knowledge, all the information for you to be able to know what you're referring, for you to be able to represent these products, represent these brands accurately, right? To get the results that you want to get, we provide all of that, right? So automations, right? There's a ton of businesses out there who need automations, who need automated emails, who need automated text messages, who need more clients, more customers, right? You can talk about that. Yes, you can talk to them about that and get that for them if you have the verbiage, if you have the information. There's so many different products and services that we have, and it's opportunity for our entire community to be able to just pick it up, speak the verbiage, talk to the people in their network, and get results. And why this was so important to us to create is because I learned this in when I was running my AT&T franchise. I learned it, but where I really learned it was when I got into the real estate business. I learned that I'm not in every place at every time, but if I can connect with people who are there and we're working on the same team, we can cover a lot of ground, right? And what I mean by that is I'm here in the Michigan market, right? The game is the same though, right? So if I can link up with somebody who's on the west side of the town, who's on the east side of the town, who's on the north, who's on the south, if I can connect with somebody who's in Ohio, if I connect with somebody who's in Chicago, who's with somebody who's in Atlanta, right? And we just pull these resources, we pull this information, and now my business has automatically expanded into all those territories by me just forming partnerships with people in those territories, and we're working together, we're hustling together, we're building together, and we're growing together. That is what the Wealth Partners Referral Network is about, right? So if you haven't already, join the network, right? Click the link, get in, join us on the Wake Up and Win calls. But this is just, the for everybody. Really get inside, really start asking questions, really start saying, hey, I'm ready to grow, I'm ready to build, I'm ready to make some money. I got a network already. If you guys got opportunity in business for me to put in front of them, I just gave you guys some opportunities. We showed you e-commerce stores that we're building on this call alone. I talked about real estate, my sumo investment site. We talked about automation and so much more, right? We're literally doing this real time on the back end, so don't get caught up. A lot of people get caught up in paying attention to followers and likes and what's happening on the front end. No, you need to get in the backside of things with us. You need to really come in, right? You need to come in and really see what's going on and see the opportunities for your show, right? And you can do that by clicking that link, joining the Wealth Partners Referral Network, and let's get the ball rolling, right? That's a personal invite from me, right? And Coach Daza on this call. So let's get busy. I'm super excited for you all. Like I said, all positive deposits. Leave those comments and leave those mantras, leave that synergy, leave that energy in the comments for us. And I'm looking forward to building and growing and getting it in, right? I ain't gonna be politically correct. I'm gonna say I'm ready to get it in with those that's ready to get it in because we get it in, right? So
absolutely. Absolutely. Look, you done got me going now. Look, I need another cup at this point.
We need to run it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
absolutely.
What we're doing.
Yes. So with that being said, I want to just remind you guys, if you have already applied, we do have 18 more spots left. This program is still in beta. It's a ton of people that reached out and was like, you're allowing people to get in without having to pay like an upfront fee. A lot of times you see them like multi-level marketing programs and different, places, they do, make you buy into the program. So because we are testing and we do want that ground floor of founding members to join us, we're going to allow you guys to get in. We got 18 more spots. If you've already filled out your application, make sure that you go over to our private WhatsApp group, because starting next week, we are going to be doing team calls on the back end to really help you guys. And Coach Byron Gatsby is #1 in the country multiple times, twice. Multi-million-dollar business this man has done so much, and I'm so thankful to have him a part of the team. He's built multiple multi-million-dollar businesses from the ground up. He taught me sales and marketing. Okay,
clap it up for me.
Yeah, exactly. Look, put it in the chat. So if you guys are learning from the best, make sure that you tune in now, because starting next week, we're going to be talking to you guys about strategies, back end tactics, in the ways that you can literally just show on social media, flyers, etc., how to tweak your verbiage, how to reach out to people in the DMs to start getting traffic to your links so you can start making those affiliate commissions. And outside of that, we appreciate you guys. Happy Monday, and let's get it going.
Yeah, happy Monday. And you guys enjoy your week. We appreciate those who took time out to join us this morning. And hopefully everything we drop will carry you guys through the rest of today and through the rest of your week. And just remember, protect your peace, protect your energy, love yourself, love your life, love your business, care about the things that serves you well. And if you ever get lost, look in the mirror and say all positive deposits and get right back on track. Till next time.